You know, and so I like playing with Doyle and Daniel. They're just tough.
All right, well, good luck. You and Daniel try and play nice, okay?
Daniel and I never have a dispute.
What happened now? Are we getting in a fight again?
No. They didn't ask me about that. She just said you and Daniel should play nice at the end of the interview.
We are playing pretty nice.
You are.
Yeah, it's not going to stay that way. Wait till I beat him a hand and he starts calling me they. He's like, they just keep calling me. They just keep raising me, they. My name's Daniel. Nice to meet you, Phil. I'm not they. I don't know who they is exactly. The Northern Europeans or whatever.
I'll tell you one thing. I bring the best out in Daniel. His best stuff. His best material.
My best lines?
Yeah, of course.
You make it easy for
that.
me.
Yeah, you know
It's true.
that. Yeah.
Tony G, when we're three-handed, don't be doing the BS and the talking. Kick it in two-handed. Three-handed is...
Okay.
When it comes queen, seven, deuce, I mean, he has 2 4s. I've tried to bluff him like a bunch of times, and he just keeps calling me with 4s. So, I mean...
He's a hold-on artist. I saw him call 11, 10,000 with Jack High just recently.
That's why I had to call him with, that's why I had to call him with the 9s.
Yep, that was good.
Phil limps in.
I felt like maybe he had...
So does the loose cannon, as does Daniel. Doyle, ace-7 suited, gets a free look at the flop.
You did the right thing. You won the pot too.
For once.
You avoided any bad cards.
Tray 9-9, 2 hearts on the flop.
Huge flop for Hellmuth, 3 9s. Doyle Brunson has, however, flopped the nut flush draw.
Negreanu checks, Brunson checks, Hellmuth checks.
Setting a trap.
Check.
And the loose cannon checks. 7 of spades on the turn.
Doyle's now got a pair of 7s to go along with his flush draw.
Negreanu leads out 1,500 with a gut shot straight draw. Doyle calls.
7,000.
A raise to 7,000 by Phil Hellmuth.
No more slow playing for Phil in this hand.
Ernest folds.
1 down.
Daniel
2 down.
folds.
Take
And so
it,
does
Phil.
Doyle.
With a paired board, a flush draw is potentially drawing dead. Doyle lets it go.
Phil Hummer, taking the money.
You have like ace-7 or something?
That's what I had
You had ace-7?
with hearts.
Wow.
And Phil rakes in a decent pot.
With hearts? You had A7 of hearts right there?
Yeah, I don't like drawing in flushes with pairs on the board.
I know, I hate that when you get there and it's like you were never had a shot.
Tough night so far for Doyle, who's stuck over 100 grand.
You had the ace-7 of hearts, Dolly?
I had ace-7 of hearts, Phil. Why would I lie after I threw my hand away?
That's my department, you know?
It was very, very good laydown, sir.
Tony G is limped in.
Doyle can now retire that he's been complimented by the great one, Phil Hellmuth.
Ernest Wiggins limps in with an itty-bitty pair. Action folds over to Doyle, who makes the call. Pocket rockets for Phil Laak.
Phil Laak has pocket rockets right in his last name.
Very good.
This is definitely a time for a min race.
Raised 800.
Pocket 7.
Tony G calls. So's the loose cannon. And so does Doyle.
You know, in general, you might want to raise more with pocket aces. It's not the kind of hand you want to be playing against multiple opponents. As you can see, against 3 other people, he's only a 55% favorite.
6-queen tray. Doyle checks.
How much is in the middle? Oh, it's not now. It's no limit, right?
Yeah, post lot is no limit.
So it's 8 times 4 is 32 plus 6 is 38. I will bet 34.
That's 3,400. That gets Tony G out of here.
A better odd number to bet with. So it'd be like 44,444 or something like
Park
that.
out there.
Ernest folds.
You hear what he just said? 44-4?
Yeah, that's
he
my
watches
number.
everything, because I know that's like a Phil Laak. That's like a big percentage Phil bet.
Well, I watch a little bit too here now and then, man. You know.
You got it. That's him, 44-4.
Doyle knows his 5 high is no good at the moment, but he does have an up and down straight draw. His hand is well disguised. If he makes it straight, there's a chance Phil may not catch on.
Doyle does make the call. So we go from 4 players on the flop down to 2 players on the turn, which is King of Clubs. Doyle checks.
Phil's feeling pretty confident after a call and then a check that his hand is still best. Be a good time for a value bet.
How's 7,400 sound?
Sounds like a value bet to me. Let's see how it sounds to Doyle. We know that Ernest folded 2 deuces, which are 2 of the outs that Doyle would need to make it straight, so he's drawing even slimmer than he thinks. Texas Dolly is no Texas dummy. He is out.
Rabbit hunt.
Let's rabbit hunt that.
That's it.
That was it.
Whatever you say, Doyle.
I got there.
Phil got there a while ago.
Phil Laak picks up another nice pot, and Doyle misses once again as he continues to come up empty. More of the big game when we come back. Welcome back to the PokerStars.net Big Game. We've played about 30 of the 150 hands so far. Action begins on Phil Laak. Ace-8 offsuit. Gets rid of it. Tony G.
Whatever happens in the pot, you just make it 1,500.
Limp again with 10 high. Phil Hellmuth folds. King-4 suited for the loose cannon Ernest Wiggins. On the button makes the call.
I remember that day in Commerce where you just told everyone, I'm not going to look at my cards and I'm going to always min-raise. And the second one of you raises me, I'm going to look at my cards. But I'm going to do that I'm going to bet the minimum or the min-raise.
That was fun.
Till the end of the, and you did it for like 5 hours.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
That's my game. I mean, that's the game I play with.
Oh, that was at Bellagio.
Was it the Bellagio?
One time I did at Bellagio. I killed the game.
Yeah, you bet every street in the dark until someone raises. Minimum.
But and if they raise, you were like, okay, now I'm going to punish you by looking at my cards.
Daniel and Doyle have also joined the party. Ace-4-10, top pair for Daniel. He checks, Doyle checks. Tony G leads out with 1,000.
Quite the flop I needed, baby.
The loose cannon folds. Daniel calls, and Doyle's out of here.
Daniel happy to keep the pot small at this point with a weak kicker.
Another ace on the turn, giving trip aces to Negreanu. Slow plays it with a check.
Giving Tony another chance to fire at it, and fire he does.
A bet of 4,000.
Very hard to put your opponent on having an ace when the second one peels off on the turn.
It's a call by Negreanu.
Daniel just calls. He knows Tony's likely to keep firing.
The river card gives Daniel a full house. And he checks.
Daniel thinks his hand is good. He's hoping Tony will fire again.
Okay.
He doesn't.
I have a full house.
Full house good.
Negreanu takes down a pot worth 12,200. Tried to set the trap, but Tony G didn't take the bait. Throughout the big game, we'll see specific stats that illustrate player tendencies, and at this point, Joe, the aggression factor seems particularly interesting.
A player's aggression factor applies to post-flop action. It's defined as bets and raises divided by calls. We've got a small sample size, but so far we see that Tony G is 15 times more likely to bet or raise than he is to just call.
And Joe, I think that Daniel was hoping that was going to follow suit last hand.
So far, Tony is the most aggressive player at the table post-flop. He just didn't happen to bite on the river.
And we'll follow stats like these all season long here on the big game. Action begins with Daniel. Folds. So does Doyle.
He lived right down the street from me.
Mayweather lived right next to him.
Talking about boxing champion Floyd Money Mayweather.
He did a lot of partying.
He did?
Let's say you go to the club after every fight.
Min raise for Phil Laak. Tony G calls. So does Phil Hellmuth. So too does our loose cannon.
When I won my 11th bracelet, we went out, and he was in the next booth.
How many bracelets do you have? 11?
All right, never mind, Daniel. Let's just reset.
What? That wasn't a good needle? Come on now.
That was good.
He wove in 11. He did the name drop and the number drop in the same sentence.
Name drop and the number drop. That's
Forgot to weave in the jet drop on that. You're supposed to say, I flew to the club in my private jet. Yeah.
All right, good point.
First bracelet mention took 56 minutes.
Not supposed to call that.
As you can see, everybody whiffed on the flop. Tony G takes a stab at it
I got you, baby.
and ends up paying off.
Yeah, Jack high.
No, better, much better. Much better. One of the best hands I've had.
One card. What's good?
You can choose one card.
this
No,
one.
I can't.
He said you could. He said
I said I
you could.
can't.
Now you said
I
you
accepted
could.
your offer before you declined.
see it.
Yeah, you did accept an offer.
But I don't
Okay,
wanna-
you can say it for 100.
No. Wait a minute. He said
You
you
can
could
see
see a
both.
card.
Said you could see one.
You're not a man of you're a man of your word.
I can't do it.
You're a man of your word, Tony.
That looks bad, kid.
Wow, that does look
Because
bad
I
for you.
accepted your offer before you pulled it back.
It was too late. You have to say it. You have to
No, I
open it.
reached. That was a body
I
language,
changed my
yes.
mind. I simply changed my mind.
That's okay.
Pull the plug.
Through 32 hands, Tony G's aggression continues to pay off as he's the big winner tonight, while Doyle has not been as fortunate. The loose cannon, Ernest Wiggins, is down $13,000, and remember, he needs to get into the profits category if he wants to keep any of the cash.
Ernest has 118 more hands to go, and these guys are not going to make it easy.
All right, guys, that was the last hand of the night. As expected, lots of fireworks with you crazy people.
Yeah.
Phil, are you gonna behave tomorrow?
I'm going to try my hardest to behave. I was
He's been
good,
doing
Dan.
good. No, he's been pretty good so far, but it's early in the show. Wait till he loses about 30, 40,000. Smoke.
All right, we'll come back tomorrow night to see if he's telling the truth, because I don't know. I'm Amanda Leatherman saying goodbye for now, and remember, if you've got the cash and the guts, there's always a seat open at the big game. See you next time.
If you want to appear on the big game and be a loose cannon, log on to pokerstars.net. There are free qualifying tournaments every day. For Joe Stapleton, I'm Chris Rose. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Money.
How you doing?
Good. Winning money.
Doyle needs a hug, I can tell.
Yes.
Okay. Hey, hey.